And it's November 7th?
We are November 7th.
Oh, wow.
Today.
7th. The year is going by quickly.
Guys. Oh!
We have 64 viewers on Facebook right now. Hi, everybody. It's dark outside.
And we're in front of our.
La, la, la.
I lost my words.
Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. We got Seba ready for his close-up for the night. We couldn't get Keiko's here. He decided that he's being, independent. We're excited for tonight's show. We're hoping
we have some awesome guests with us this evening.
Yeah.
Which is always fun to have. We love when we have other people coming on the show with us and talking with us. I'm Jean-Luc.
I'm Nick.
And we're the Wellness Warriors. And welcome to Sunday night.
Yeah, so Sunday Campfire Chat night. Today we have guests. We're kicking off our...
I would call this Campfire. This is a little...
This is Chalet Fire. Chalet Fire.
Where's
tonight.
the chalet sauce?
Down here.
Oh, wait a minute. Now it's a true chalet. No, yeah,
we got some chalet sauce.
It is a true chalet fire.
There we go.
There we go.
Just put it right there.
There, warm it up. We'll have it
nice
with
and toasty
later.
Hi, Jana. Hi, Naomi.
Hi. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you both. So we are restarting our Have You Met tour. For those of you who've been following us for the last year, we've had people join us for interviews throughout the year. And then we brought them back for live shows. And now we decided, let's bring them all back. Let's see how they're doing. Let's see what's been up with them. So tonight's show will kick off with just introducing Jana and Naomi again. And then we have a few announcements, and then we'll talk about the new program with you ladies tonight. Is that okay? Does that sound like a good idea? Jana's a coach. Jana's a coach.
Yeah.
So Naomi, you want to go first? Introduce yourself quickly and just tell us what you've been up to.
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Naomi. Back teaching. Yay.
Kudos.
Thank you. It's been stressful. Been a stressful time, stressful startup. A lot of tears, a lot of people going on different types of leaves because our mental health is more important, as we were talking about during the pre-show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been struggling a little bit with my weight. I hit Lifetime shortly before we had the original interview in February. But since September, which was after all the Jewish holy days, I've been struggling a little bit, about 5 to 8 pounds above my goal. Thank God for the extension. No, but this week I'm finally back down. So
awesome.
now I'm about 2.8 pounds over my goal.
That's good.
So it just, my body was not computing with all my NSVs, and it was definitely affecting my mindset. But my leader in my weigh and day meetings gave me some really good advice and said tiny, like micro goals.
Yep.
Which it helped. So yeah. So that's pretty much.
Thank you for sharing, Naomi. And I love that you share that because, again, a lot of people think you get to goal in Lifetime and this magical wand and life is easy, butterflies and rainbows. It's not.
No.
Life continues. And I think a lot of us think we come to WW and we think, I'm going to start this, I'm going to get to an end, and I'm going to go back to my regular life and regular eating. That's not the case. And I think a lot of us, when you realize this, is when you have to when we realize that we had to make this last forever. How can I make this last forever? And that's where we came up with a lot of our ideas. So I love you sharing that, Naomi, because it shows a real true story of what it is.
No, for sure. And I've said that. And I said that I believe in my interview with you guys, because I actually rewatched it recently. And it's so funny, like, because it was so long ago, but it reminded me that I thought that Lifetime was going to be really easy. And I admitted that in the interview with you guys. And I was big mistake because I was wrong. Right?
Exactly.
Right? Because it's like, everyone was like, it's easier to lose the weight than to actually keep it off. I was like, yeah, right. Right. And I said that in the interview, and it's actually not. And I believe I also said this in the interviews. The best advice I can give, whatever strategies worked for you while you were losing the weight, you got to keep those while you're maintaining.
Forever method.
Exactly,
forever.
Because they do help. Even though for me, I was struggling for a little bit, having those strategies in place that helped me get to Lifetime, helped me so that even though I did gain a little bit, it didn't go crazy out of control. Right.
Love that. So thank you so much, Naomi.
It makes a difference.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, it's an ongoing journey. Jana, how about you? What have you been up to since we interviewed you earlier this year?
Oh, just a little busy. All good though. I'm Jana. I'm a WW coach. That's my part-time job. I'm also full-time. I work from home, have worked entirely from home since 2016. So
Wow.
I was not affected as much by the COVID bubble and everybody, because I've lived that. I lost all of my weight working from home. So I understand the struggles that people had during COVID
Of
and gave
course.
them a lot of support, hints, what to do. And just like Naomi just said, like whatever you had to do to lose the weight, the same applied to if you were working outside the home, pretend like you're leaving and come in for the day. There's lots of tricks that way. But this year, I've like last year, I struggled. And a lot of you know my autoimmune disease that I had. I had alopecia, still do. But now, with the miracle of steroids
Modern
and that, I am
yeah.
growing my hair again.
I
I've
love
got
it.
these, I've got these lovely curls
I was
that
gonna
Let's
say, did you
say.
ever have curl like that before?
never ever. You hear about that with people who've gone through chemotherapy and have lost their hair, and then when it grows back, it's different. It's either a different texture, color. Well, I have these gorgeous curly locks, and it's brand new to me. I'm loving them because I had straight hair my entire life, very thick straight hair, and now I've got this interesting curl and kind of loving it. It's kind of fun. But I think the
Awesome.
last time I was here,
Hair was short.
my hair is very short, and when I cut my hair, initially it was October 31st last year, and I cut my hair super short to the point where it was matching the regrowth that came
Yeah.
in. So this has evolved in a year. It's amazing. It's amazing.
And during the pre-show, we were talking
Love it.
about like people going through injuries, people hurting themselves. We were talking about Patricia, and
Yeah.
I brought up your example as another example. A lot of us go through these moments in our lives, and we think it's the end of the world. And you're a perfect example because you went through it as well, and you
Yeah.
got out of that situation. You're still living your best life now. And I think one of the messages from that is just never give up.
No.
Like whatever happens, whatever's thrown at you in life, never stop trying at least something to get you out of bed today, to get you to do something good for yourself today, to go for that walk today, to call a friend and get that love and support you need today. You're all worth that effort. Okay. So
There is a question for you actually already, Jana, that someone asked. It was Linda in Zoom. She asked, I have a friend who has alopecia, and she was wondering if you could talk a little bit about what kind of meds and steroids worked for you.
Well, when I was first diagnosed, my hair loss was very rapid. I lost 75% of the hair on my head, and it was within a month. Like it was fast. So I was put on steroids. Like I was taking pills, steroids, but that just really it didn't do much. It just slowed the rate of the hair loss. And then I was actually with my doctor. She put injections, steroids into my head, and it was like these little pokes. And I went through only 2 sessions of this, and it took off for me and worked.
Wow.
But that is when I changed, like as we were talking about the positive attitude, I was very negative about it. Of course, like I'm going through this, I don't know, who knows why. I feel like I'm being punished. But as soon as I kind of looked and changed my attitude to a more positive outlook, thinking, okay, well, people don't care that I'm losing my hair. Like that was not important. They love me, my personality. They don't give a rat's ass, whether I have hair on my head or not, right? So I've started to see that perspective, and boy, going through this, that was huge. It made me a stronger person, and it made me see that, your outer shell, sure, it's important, but it's not the end all be all, and people don't care as much as I thought they might. So it's a big lesson.
I love what you said there, Jana, is that the outer shell is not as important to other people. But guess who that outer shell is important to? It's ourselves.
Oh, yeah, it's ourselves.
We're
Definitely.
the ones that make that outer shell the end all and be all. And if it doesn't look a specific way, or if it doesn't fit the mold, then we're not worthy. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah. And that kind of goes with the last spotlight I did with you guys, because I have had skin removal surgery. I lost 127 pounds, and with that comes excess skin. And it's just It's a side effect. You can't help that. You can't control that or change it. And who cares? You're better to have excess skin than the extra weight on your body. But I did have skin removal surgery. It was an important step for me in my journey of self-love, because I looked in the mirror after I did all this work, losing all the weight, and I would look at the skin and think, I mentally, it was an important piece for me to do that. And now, like today, I'm still on my journey. Like I say in all my workshops, the journey never ends. Naomi said the same thing. And you have to continue on and do everything you were doing while you lost weight to maintain it. And even now, like, I had this mental thing in my head where I would never fit in my BMI. I'm 5'7" and I'm supposed to weigh 155 pounds, but I was doing I had a lot of muscle, and that's not how I'm built. So I was always 10 pounds heavier. That was my goal at 165. And I'm proud to say that I've worked at that now, and I'm down in my BMI for the first time in my life.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
That's absolutely phenomenal, Jana.
So never cut yourself short, guys.
Yeah.
Never say you can't do something, because you can.
But I like
we're all proof that we can. And it's interesting, Jana, you said about the skin removal surgery, because for me, I didn't lose as much as you did. You're amazing. I lost about between 75 and 80 pounds. And I do have some excess skin in certain parts of my body. And I remember in the middle of my weight loss, and I hadn't even lost all of it yet, I was working at the sleepover camp I worked at, and a staff member there who I was close with at the time, we were talking about it. And it never bothered me until she actually just asked me about it. But she asked me about it in not in a mean way at all. It was like an innocent, just a curiosity. And it never registered with me until she said it. And that always stuck with me. And I definitely look at myself differently in the mirror now, right? And because you just said that and it triggered it. So I've always thought about doing it, and I think one day maybe I will.
I'm in the same, and I was what I was gonna say. I've talked to Jan about this myself too. I have a lot of issues with my excess skin. It's something actually before show today. Be completely honest, Jean-Luc and I bought, I guess you'll call them girdles, man girdles, to actually wear to hide some of it. We actually put it on before the show, and it was too itchy. I couldn't stand it. I was like, I know I'm not gonna be able to do an entire show scratching. I'll be like, hi everybody, how's it going today? So I took it off, but it worked, because I walked out with, this is what it looks like, and I had it. It flattened out everything.
It flattens everything.
But what's funny is that
I'm gonna say it. It's a bitch to put on. Oh my god!
It wasn't
You
fun
know
to
what women
put on.
go through, guys.
What do you do? This is like Spanx
Yeah.
or something.
Nope.
So it wasn't. So we just took it off.
Jana said, "Welcome to what women have to go through," right?
Exactly. So a few announcements we want to talk about before we go into the new WW program. So first thing is Rosie's new blog. So you guys know Rosie started her blog list last Monday. Another blog post is coming out tomorrow, and we love having 2 writers now, and we're just gonna add more. So yes, people have sent out emails to us. We're gonna be adding more, but Rosie and Bill are just 2 people that we, Bill's someone we followed for years, and Rosie's been a friend of ours for so long. And when she said, I'm okay with writing for you guys, and we're like, oh my god, yes, we didn't even want to ask because we thought she does so much for us, and we're like, you want to even write? Okay, good. So we're very happy to have her write for us.
There's already some great comments in the chat here saying how amazing Rosie's first blog was, and everyone's looking forward to hearing more about it. So which is awesome. You know what? This whole journey is about perspective, and I think the more you read on other people's perspectives, the more you
explore,
figure out your own perspective.
Yeah.
It's not saying that reading somebody else's journey is going to make you be able to do exactly what they do, because we say that
it might give you an idea.
But it might spark something and ignite that flame that you've needed
to start
because
something.
Someone said something that maybe resonated with you.
So I know on YouTube we've been getting this a few questions. So Jana, I guess I'll ask you this now, and we'll go back to more announcements. They're wondering when you coach. We've been getting a lot of questions. Like, when does Jana coach? I would love to go to one of her workshops. So can you answer now at least? If you answer that.
Yeah,
now.
sure. On Sundays, I'm a national coach, so I have my own Zoom link, and you can access that through Canada Connect. Or I will put the tag in that you can punch into your Zoom ID. That is at 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central, my time, and it's open to everybody. And then I do coach on Tuesday nights in our local Winnipeg group, and I have my faithful followers. Hopefully, a lot of them are here tonight. That's at 6 p.m. Central, and I've been doing that since we launched as well, same time. And I also I'm helping out my friend Patricia, who is one-armed on the mend, and I'm coaching her local workshop on Wednesdays at 5:15 p.m. again in the Winnipeg group because that's where I'm from. I also do some co-hosting as well on Monday nights at 8 p.m. That's on Canada Connect with my co-host Marcia. So she's a great coach here in Winnipeg as well. So you can catch me. I can post all of these things again as well in the Facebook.
And she's a great coach.
She's
I've been on one of
fantastic
her meetings.
busy,
She
she
is
wasn't
a
lying.
fantastic.
When you said you were busy, you weren't lying.
No.
Someone said, is it
I
accessible
love how Jean-Luc
if
is
they
doing
are
this.
in the
Like,
US? Someone asked, is it accessible if they are in the US?
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely, everybody. So you
We'll
can
find
definitely.
we'll find your way there. Yeah. And
Yeah.
of course, you guys can find me on the Facebook groups. You can private message me, or you can send me whatever you need here in Zoom. If you're here tonight, I will try and stay on and answer.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
So another announcement that we did this week was Volume 4 came out for Body Step.
Body Step Volume 4.
So we had a lot of people do our tutorial classes. I know, Jana, you do our classes a lot
All the
with
time.
us all the time. And so we're very excited. Volume 4 has been we've been working on it for 2 months. It's been a baby of ours. It
Awesome
finally
days.
came out.
The weight of our shoulders
Oh.
from the
I was so stressed.
Everybody, you know, when you're putting yourself,
You're putting your heart and soul.
into something, and you're always
worried that people are not gonna like it.
or this or that.
Or it's
And
yeah.
that's just human nature. But to then all of a sudden just release it.
I'll be honest, today we were doing class today. This was our 5th or 6th class, and we were all doing over the tops for those who do class. And on screen, there was 34 bubbles, and everybody's arms were in unison, going right and left. It was so beautiful. I was like, it's like a synchronized Zoom class. It was beautiful.
That's amazing.
That's great.
So
no, and
that-
you know what? I love your step classes. I was a faithful stepper in my 20s, and they're hard to find now, to find a step class. So I really enjoy them, and I love that they're getting, you know, you're challenging us. I love that. It's
Yeah, so
fantastic.
this volume we made the final 2 songs. The first 4 are very easy, like our regular, but we tried to make the last 2 a little bit harder to try to get you guys to learn a few new things. But you guys are learning it quick, so we're very proud of all of you.
Awesome.
You're all amazing.
Absolutely awesome. to
Well, the
see how
tutorials you
progression-
put on to probably definitely help, right? I mean, I know
Yes.
I don't do the step class. Yeah, I love you guys, and my Sundays are so busy because I can't do anything on Saturdays because it's my Sabbath. So I know I want to do it so badly, but I can't because when I get my act together, I will. But I see the volume tutorials you guys do, and that for sure is so helpful.
Yeah, and then what we did, so we actually have classes weekdays too now. We have actually do classes at 7 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5:30 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we do Saturday and Sunday still. So we still do tons of classes, and we love, like I said, we love it so much having just, you know what's funny, guys? I'll explain it to you. As a kid, Nick loved to dance, and I quit dancing because I was teased for being gay, so I stopped dancing. But I'd still at home with my sister, we'd put together dance routines from my mom and dad. And so this kind of brings back that childhood love of putting routines together and dance routines. And now I get to show a group of ladies and a gentleman. Joe was there today.
We had a guy.
We had a guy today. And so it's fun to see all of
we
you.
weren't the only two men.
Yeah, it was fun to see all of you enjoy and have fun with what we come up with, right?
And someone had asked how long our class is. Our class is just a 30-minute class.
30-minute class.
At 7 a.m. and by 7:35, you're already out of
Yeah,
class. So,
exactly.
it's 30 minutes. It's low intensity. There's no
jumping.
of any kind unless you jump yourself like Jana does. Because she's like a go-getter. But it's you know what? We're firm believers in the body mantra of you do you. And I think everybody needs to believe that.
Lynn's talking about us being Ken and Barbie.
Yeah.
I'm Barbie.
And I'm Ken.
You want to go for a ride? Sure, Ken. Jump in. Oh, Barbie arms.
And not only that, it's almost a little comedy show. You
Yeah.
get to spend a half hour
And we make you laugh.
bickering and chatting.
We mess
along
up all the
way
time.
as we teach you steps. So, anyways, enough about that.
We're also wearing our pins today.
Yes.
This week is Remembrance Day, so we wanted to be respectful today and wear our poppies.
November 11th.
November 11th. So we wanted
thought we
to
would wear our poppies as well, just in memory of all the
Veterans
soldiers
and-
and the veterans that actually, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be where we are today.
exactly.
Right? So there's a lot of things to look at and appreciate in that.
And the last thing I want to just kind of bring up, we had a lot of guests this week. Sebastiana, Paula, our friends Leslie and Renee came over. They all got the magic balcony treatment, which apparently is a thing now. Everybody talks about it on Facebook, going to magic balcony.
There was one comment
The
made.
pictures are amazing.
I don't know.
We don't get it.
We don't get it.
This balcony.
You'll come to the
Yeah.
balcony. You
It's
will
the
come to
balcony
the
of magic. Like
It
it's
was so cute. There was someone, I wish I would have remembered her name.
It was
She
Maggie.
posts- Maggie. She posts, I love that you're spending time with friends, this and that. And at the end, she goes, my bucket list for 2022 is to be on that magic balcony with
I
you.
want to get on that
I
balcony.
was like, oh, that's so.
It's funny. We don't know why. It's just that balcony. For every picture we take, everybody always looks amazing. Anybody, you can be like wearing like pajamas with your hair all like this, and then when you take the picture, you're like all coiffed and wearing. Oh, our TV turned on pause.
Turned on.
Our TV just on pause on us. We're like,
That
what's
was
this
really
noise
weird.
coming from? Okay, so let's get back to topic. Okay, so we talked about these announcements for the week. Everybody's here. I know. Personal points. We've all heard the word. Personal points.
So
Now-
it's called My WW
Person-
Plus, if I'm not mistaken, right?
No, it's
Personal points.
WW personal points. Personal points.
Okay, WW
Program.
Personal Points Program.
PP.
PP. Woo!
Oh, speaking of people.
So- We were not part of the testing of this. We were not part of the pilots. We actually have found out kind of all throughout how all of you found out. Obviously, we've been privy. We know a lot of people in the ins and outs, like Janna, and we know a lot of people. So we knew things were happening. We didn't know what it was. We didn't know what because they can't tell us what it was. But we just knew rumblings that program change was coming. And being longtime seasoned WW members, every 2 years it changes. So we knew.
And we knew it was
We
November.
knew it was coming. And so
Always
our thoughts came true. So
So my first question that I'd like to ask is, since it's now called My Personal Points, my first question is, what's happening to green,
blue, and purple.
What do those still exist?
No, you can kiss the green, blue, and purple programs. Goodbye.
Bye. Wow.
How am I going to do recipes now?
No, because the personal points, it's so personalized to each individual. It's got to be, well, it's groundbreaking. It's fantastic because I'm going to be on a Zoom call. Today I had 176 people.
Wow.
And when they do their assessment tomorrow, I bet you two people won't even have the same outcome, 0 point points per day. It's all based on science, but it's based on your age, sex, weight, where you are now. Your food preferences is huge to
So
this.
for example, for Nick and I, who have both been on blue this entire time, we've experimented with purple. Even if we pick the same 0 point foods and so on, the odds are that our program might look different still.
It depends on your weight.
Right?
Like if Jean-Luc, you're taller, so you weigh more than Nick. Maybe your points you might have
You
one
always had
extra
more points
point.
than me.
Yeah, I've always had.
Yeah.
more points.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like it's personalized. So the blue of 23 and the purple of 16, I'm talking for women, and and the green was normally at 30 points. Those are everything is going to be altered.
So I do know a bit about the plan. So I'll ask a question a little bit more pointed that I want to know. So I know that you build your own 0 point food list, essentially, right? You're picking the
that's
foods
correct.
you want to make your own 0 point food list. So is there like a limited amount? Is it, do you start off with, say, for example, this is what I think, this is what I envision, this is all it's done, okay? Let me know if I'm completely wrong. So they start there, they tell you have 50 points based on your height, your blah, blah, blah. But as you add 0 point foods, that number goes down based on the ones you pick. Is that how it works?
Yeah,
Okay,
but you won't see the final number till you've done the entire assessment. And what I've been telling everybody that attended any of my workshops last week and this morning, I told everybody to sit down for 10 minutes tonight after you're done this call and really assess what you're eating, what you like to eat. the 0 point foods that you eat all the time, and then the ones that you eat occasionally, and really think, and then of course analyze all the foods that are not 0 point foods, because there is going to be some new additions to the list that has
Like what?
possibilities that could be 0 points. And I see Rosie, like, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I am an avocado fanatic. I love avocados, have from like the beginning of my WW journey, and I struggled to find the points for them sometimes, because it is a higher point. Like when you guys know avocado, it's like,
Jana, I'm sorry to interrupt. I was never an avocado person, and a friend of mine got me hooked on it, and I started liking it.
yeah.
But like that for me, part of the reason why I stopped eating it is because it's so high in points, right?
Yeah, but it is a superfood and good for you. It's a good fat. You hear that about it all the time.
Fiber.
If you like, yes, and lots of fiber. And if you like avocados and want to eat them more, but are finding that you couldn't put them into your regular healthy diet, and I say diet when I'm talking about the kind of food you eat regularly,
Yep.
then now you're going to be super happy and you can put that in. I've always used tons of weeklies and use points on avocados all the time, and I always went over my budget daily, but I figured it was a good healthy choice, so who cares, right? But now that is a 0 point food option, and wow, talk about a game changer for me.
I know for me,
love them.
I know for me, I'm looking forward to it because I know the 0 point food list I had on my blue plan, maybe 100 of them I didn't eat because
exactly.
Nick is super fussy, so I'll swap in. No, that's what I was saying earlier, quinoa. Because I love quinoa, and I can make it 0 points. I don't overeat it, so I'm like,
it's interesting because I was on a meeting earlier this afternoon, and someone had asked a similar question, pretty much about the avocado, because they said that if it becomes a lower point food for them after they do the assessment, they might add it in more. But the leader was basically saying pretty much something very, very similar to what Jana was saying. Make a list of the 0 point foods that you currently eat, that you eat the most, and then the ones that you don't eat as much, right? Because those points are still most likely, and Jana can correct me if I'm wrong because she's the expert and I'm not, but like those 0 point foods that you currently have that you eat the most will most likely, after you take the assessment, will still continue to be those 0 point foods for you because you eat them the most.
Can we talk about proteins a little bit then, Jana, as far as like your chicken, your turkey, your beef, your porks? Like, how does that work with the 0 points? Because previously, chicken, fish, and turkey were 0 points.
Yes.
But are those now being picked as 0 points?
Yes, they're different categories. You have your poultry category, so your chicken and your turkey breast. Then you have eggs as its own separate category as a protein, as well as you have tofu and tempura as a category.
No, tempeh, it's not tempura. It's tempeh. Tempura is a different thing altogether.
I don't eat it, so I don't know how to pronounce it.
I just want to make sure tempura is a deep fried food.
Very
That's going to be 0 points.
That won't be 0 points, trust me. And then, of course, your beans, your lentils, your grains, those are a 0 point option for protein. So, and the fish and shellfish. So, like for myself, as for example, I don't eat eggs every day. Some people do. I don't eat them every day. So when I answered that question, I did not say I ate a lot of eggs. And guess what? They're not 0 points for me, which is fine, because if I have 2 or 3 eggs a week, I count the 2 points per egg and I'm good. Yep. I have the points. But I have chicken and turkey. And that includes the ground, just like it was on the blue and purple plans. And then tofu, I don't eat, obviously. So that's not a 0 point option for me. But I do have, I eat a lot of plant-based protein. So I do have that as one of my 0 point foods. The Greek yogurt, that's not going away. That is an option. That is one of my 0 point foods. In total, I have a total of 5 categories at 0 point foods, but that can be like it can be a range. You can have as little as 3 0 point food options, and then you'll have more points to spend on the things that you want to eat.
So I brought in Rosie. I actually added her to the grid with us because
yes, Rosie was on my workshop this morning. She was a great help.
She was actually a pilot. She was a pilot. You're flying planes, Rosie. No, Rosie was piloting the program for the last few months. It's been months, right, Rosie? Like a few.
Yeah, we started in June. There's a few people here that are actually here tonight that were also on
Monique
the pilot.
as well. Yeah.
Monique, Michelle from Steeltown was also piloting it, and the few others.
So Rosie, I'm just curious, how do you get involved in being part of the
I don't know. I got an email one day.
I submitted a name and if you are interested in doing
I didn't really have a coach at the time though.
Somebody submitted your name, hon.
So Jana, how did the coaches
we actually asked them. There's a mix of coaches submitted names and a mix of them going through people who are on Connect and seeing how they respond to things. So there are a few ways
I'm sure. Yeah.
So
you get recommended, I guess, get recommended to like head office, I guess.
Oh, well, as we're privy to inside information.
So I know. Sorry, Jana. Okay, we were right there.
So what happened was in May, I got an email saying, "Hey, we're piloting it. We're interested in you potentially being a pilot for this program." And I said, "Sure." And the main reason I did it was because I'm not worried about the change because I trust these changes happen. I wanted to see how it worked so that I could be there to reassure people and help other people understand it and make themselves feel comfortable. Because when they know they have someone they can reach out to and do that. Plus, also as a new vegan, and being a vegan, I also like to, and someone with gluten allergies, I wanted to see how it was going to work for me. So that's why I chose to participate.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Good.
There was a cool question that someone asked about how does like restaurants work now? How does it work?
Like all the recipes we have,
like full recipes that were part of the program that now, how do you have to rebuild these recipes and repoint them? Like, or does the app do it for you?
I'm so happy.
That's going to update tomorrow, and you will see that recipes that you've put in yourself, a lot of them will customize to your points. And I don't know about a lot of, if you have recipes that were sort of incomplete, like some of mine.
Like a quick ad? like a quick ad?
No, I built recipes based, but didn't put in the 0 point foods at the time, like eggs. So I had to go back into some of my recipes in the recipe builder and put them in. Yeah. Okay. And you can do that. All of the WW recipes in the app have the points adjusted to your system. So everything will be updated in your app. This is totally an app-based program. You have, like, I can't see how anybody can't do this without an app personally, because you need to be kind of really on the ball because you're going to be earning points and getting
that's what I was going to ask about next.
And weekly points. And how on earth would you keep track of this? And how would you know for your weeklies? How would you know how much activity points are going to go into your weeklies based on your activity? I coach virtually, so I'm not in person. And I know that there's people like that aren't app savvy, but honestly, if that's someone like you, please be open to the suggestions. We will help you as much as we can, staff wise, and the community will help and support you as well. But if you can, get on the app. It's fantastic. And to track, like, I would recommend.
And I love that Nick asked the question again about the recipes, like, because that was a question that came up in the meeting I was in today too. And it was I think Jean-Luc or one of you asked the question about Jean-Luc. Thank you, because I saw that. But I apologize. But that was a question that came up. From Jana answered it. Like it'll tweak to your personal.
So I have another question then. Are rollovers still in existence?
One thing, everybody. The word of the night is tracking.
So you should have
We've been saying it all night. Just drink your whole glass of water and just be done with it. Okay, we're all a little behind in our drinking water, so it's tracking tonight for the water drinking game, and corn as always. So okay, keep going, honey.
So my question is, rollovers, do those still exist?
Absolutely, yes. Rollovers, you can roll over daily points up to 4 per day into your weeklies. just like the last 2 past programs. So and
what
you know what? I just want to say that this program is based on science, as Rosie, and there was well tested, and I've lived it now. And I've lived it on a losing mode. I've lived it on a maintaining mode, and I've lived it like, I got to get my butt in gear, kind of, just sort of like not tracking as good as possible. And, because let's face it, not everybody is 100% tracking. And I wanted to see what it was like. And Jean-Luc turns around. But anyway, so the first 2 weeks I turned into losing. I lost weight. I lost 6 pounds.
How much?
And 6.
Wow.
Yeah. And I wasn't trying to lose, but I followed it. I didn't, and I did what I did when I was losing. Like,
I have 2
measured
questions to
everything.
ask that came up in chat, and I think are really important. One of them is about the diabetes part of the program. You want to touch on that a bit?
Absolutely. Yeah. Now it's fantastic because WW is taking into account anybody that is living with type 1 or type 2 diabetes. And their program, when you do the assessment tomorrow at some point, it will ask you, only answer yes if you are diabetic, not pre-diabetic. Okay, so when think about that. And most of the diabetics, they have, I haven't lived the program that way, so I can't give you 100% how it works. I haven't seen a diabetic on the program yet, but I do know that some of the fruits that you can pick fruit as a 0-point food option, but not with diabetics. And then they have to.
Oh, okay. They certain things.
When you track a banana or some certain fruits, it will take out some of your points that you've earned and take them. So
I like the fact that you get to pick your own 0-point foods, because I always felt that for me, there's some things I wanted on purple, but there's some things I didn't want on purple. Like we always said, our peas, potatoes, pasta, and popcorn are 3 P's that we can't control. I'll never put those on a 0-point food list for myself. I'll never, because I can't control myself. But quinoa was always on that list, and I was like, I wish I could just bring quinoa over to my side. And I never overeat quinoa. So for me, I think it's going to be a great thing to be able to swap that in.
Leslie, a coach from Barrie, just actually said, I know a coach who is diabetic and her points went up, but she needs to track all her fruit. So when she does have fruit, she needs to make sure she's tracking all of her fruit because of the sugars most likely in the fruit.
Absolutely.
So it's not making sure she's not eating more things that then turn into sugar. So that way, then she goes into a diabetic.
We actually have a question, I think, for Rosie and Jana, because you guys tested the program. Someone asked, do you guys prefer this to the blue, green, and purple? Like, do you guys prefer this program than the last one we were just on?
Go ahead, Rosie.
I prefer this, quite frankly. The idea, I'm as I said, I'm a vegan. I don't really need 0-point chicken meat.
Exactly.
I don't do yogurt. I don't do dairy. So it doesn't matter to me. But I will say this, I found the avocado absolutely exciting because it's actually a good fat for you. And it's so easy when you see points on something to go, oh my God, I can't go it. But I'm also a person who has always believed that I'm willing to spend those extra points for those things specifically, because those are the healthy things for you.
Yeah.
So for me, so my personal ones that I chose for my 0 points, tofu and tempeh, beans and legumes. You automatically get your fruits, your basic fruits. I'm not diabetic, so fruits and non-starchy vegetables. And the other thing I chose was oatmeal, because I have oatmeal every day.
Me too.
And it's been fine. Yeah. I was on purple, which I loved, and I was doing well on purple. I went from 16 to 20 points, so it's not that much of a difference, really. And it's really doable. It's really livable. I think what it is mostly it's scary to change.
Yeah.
And I think once that you've sort of sat down and done it, it doesn't take long to answer the questions. But think about it. Be honest with yourself. If you don't like chicken, don't put chicken down as one of your 0-point foods.
And I like that you talked about the point differences from what you were when you were doing purple compared to now after you did.
That might scare less people.
So that might scare less people, where all of a sudden Don't be afraid that if you get more points or if you get less points, the program is made to know by what you're including from the 0-point foods that you pick in order what type of points you are allowed to, not allowed, because I should never say that those are what you should. It's a suggestion that you've chosen to have for your day.
Can you change it? Like, say you decide I picked oatmeal and I don't really want to put that anymore. Can you swap them?
Can you?
Yes, you could take the assessment again if necessary. But if you spend that 10 minutes and really think about the food that you're liking and you eat regularly, I think you'll be pleased with what I did it one shot. And because I put the time in to figure out what I really wanted, right? So
yeah. And I think one thing I want to point out to a lot of people is when for us, the big click that happened for us, our change in mindset when we actually started being successful on program was when freestyle came out. For those of you who've not been around for years, freestyle is blue. And the reason that it changed our lives is because when we did WW before that time, we always tried to apply points to our existing foods. We never understood the benefits of eating healthier foods. And so when blue came out and they told us chicken is 0, we're like, well, why am I having a chicken burger, beef burger tonight? I'll just have a chicken instead tonight. Maybe I'll make it taste just as good. And that's what started our change and how we started eating differently. And all the recipes that have come out of us is because we started going to those healthier options. And that's what we feel is this is doing again for all of us. Now, avocado, which is a healthy option, you can choose it if you love it to be as part of your plan because it's something we should be eating. It's nothing we should shun. And that's what I think they're trying to do now. And I think it's all about teaching us what are those foods we should have as most as possible because they nourish you, they make you feel better, they feed your body, your mind, and your soul.
Someone is saying, Stacey says the new program has with the packaging as far as the products, they won't have points attached to each pack.
Because everybody's point will be different.
Everybody's
points are going to be different.
That's a good question.
One of the
How do you
things I
track
want,
that?
a lot of people are freaking out here about oh, now I have to rescan things, all of my recipes. It just means you have for some people who don't track those things fully, it means you're going to have to actually spend some time thinking about it, and it'll become second nature. I mean, I can tell you, I can make X and I know how many points it is. It's the same thing, but it also it means you can't go to someone else going, how much is this recipe in points? So the points that the guys have for their recipes aren't relevant now because you're going to have to figure it out for yourself by entering it.
I had a feeling
we
that
started.
was coming, so
we were asked, why is your sub recipe have no points? We didn't put them on
because we knew that we had a feeling this was coming.
We had a feeling this was
and
coming.
We were like, why are we going to do the extra work to add points to
For
a
purple,
recipe
green,
when
and blue
everybody's going to have to calculate their own points differently.
Yeah. And I think
that's a good thing.
One thing that's less scary for me too is I'll be honest is that because we're not trackers, I'll never be one to write, my recipe builder. I'll never do that. But what I like is that I'll know my 0-point food list still now. So when I'm say we're having a dinner and I know I'm having quinoa and it's on my 0-point food list and I'm having chicken, I still know what my quick add is going to be for what I'm eating. I was worried that you had to put all those things in, but I'm glad I can still learn this and still apply my forever mentality in terms of tracking is Jana, us with tracking. We are horrible trackers.
But you're gonna want to start tracking your vegetables,
yes.
Nick and Jean-Luc.
But we've seen what it looks like, and it's not as daunting as I thought it was going to be.
No. It's just like a little quick ad.
Yes.
You can just hit that little
and that's what I mean. Like that when I saw that change, instead of like. So for those of you who don't know, we saw a version of the app. Someone was over on this weekend and on Thursday, and she showed us who she was. She showed us because it was coming soon. Jana's like, no, she just showed us how because she tracked her dinner. She was eating with us, so she tracked dinner and she showed us how easy it was because we were scared about the aspect. So I want to tell everyone out there, don't be scared because we were.
Yes, we get scared.
We got scared too, and when she showed us that little thing, it's like, why did I get scared again? It's simple. They're not going to make things so much difficult. So all of us decided to just quit and not want to lose weight. They're going to try to make it so we all want to do this.
I'm very much looking forward to this.
Yeah.
I think it's coming in a very good time, especially for the two of us, who we know for the last month and a half, 2 months, we've not been as let's just say we've been in neutral.
Yeah.
Our car
I was on a meeting today.
We took an exit off the highway. We're driving down a side road.
A long shortcut right now.
Right, and I was on a meeting today, and somebody said that they noticed that a lot of people were feeling sort of like similar and stuck. And even though we were all nervous and overwhelmed about this new program, that like maybe it's a good thing to like get that
It is.
restart for all of us, so especially
Together.
for those who need it, right?
It's the
Yeah.
remodel.
I
it's
just
the
can I
refocus.
tell you a quick story?
Please.
When I was in my losing journey in 2017, I was on the green plan. I don't even remember what it was called, and I lost 123 pounds on that program. Awesome. And then the week, like I'm less than 5 pounds away from goal, and I'm a member. I'm not a coach now, guys. And WW out of the blue changes their program. Holy, was I upset, guys. Like, let me tell you, I was beside myself, and I had to sit down with my coach and say, I was freaked, because how can they do this? I'm almost there. Like, don't do this to me. I'm ready. And you know what? She told me to just, whenever WW makes a change, it's always better. Give it a shot. Keep your mind open. Try eating a few different things that maybe you weren't eating in the past, and now that was wonderful. So I want to tell you that I gave it my all. I said, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go in. I'm not going to have a fixed mindset like I wanted. So I had a growth mindset. I went in, I learned the entire program.
Oh my God, Jana, can you become a teacher?
I learned the entire program that night, and then I did it. I went a full week. I'm really going to go for it. Guess what? I lost 5.6 pounds that first week alone, just because I made the changes, and maybe I was in a plateau. I know you guys don't like that word, but I was maintaining. I was 4 months. I was stuck. Like I was trying to get down, and just that 1 week just changed everything. And I hit goal lifetime the first week of freestyle.
Ages ago, I went to a trainer, and this is a story to explain it to you, is that the trainer would tell me every once in a while, you need to change it up because your body becomes adjusted to what it is doing. So it needs some form of shakeup. So that might be adding more reps or adding more weights. This is the exact same
avocado.
thing. How many people here have been sitting here for the last few months going, it's just not working for me the way it was.
Definitely.
Why not there's so many people who've been doing that.
We've all been there. It's so funny that you said that, Rosie, because when I got to Lifetime the first time, it was, and I stopped going to the meetings, and then I gained the 20 pounds back. And then when I started coming back to the meetings, it was around the time they switched to the 3 colors, right? And I ended up, and I stayed on blue because that's what freestyle was, right?
Yep.
And then so I stayed on blue, and I was talking to a family member who's also on WW, and I said, I'm plateauing and nothing's working. And she basically said the exact same thing you did. She goes, you have to shake your body up, which is why I switched to purple.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And it works.
And that's why we're doing this tonight. So the plan, the assessment comes out tomorrow. The reason we're actually having this chat tonight is there's a lot of people are scared. We see the posts in our group. A lot of people are fearing right now. Of course, this is not an actual real. We're not coaches. We're just talking about this with all of you because we're just members like all of you.
A couple weeks ago, someone from the UK, because it was released out in the UK, and they released it in our group, and someone was like, "Are they supposed to be saying this?" We're like, "Well, it was released in the UK. We can't." If it's released somewhere, it's released, right?
And so that's why we want to talk about this thing. We want to alleviate your fears. Don't be scared of change. And you have a whole group of people right here tonight that can help you get through it. You saw right here tonight, Rosie's tried it. Monique's tried it. I think you had said someone else is in chat.
Michelle from Steeltown.
Michelle from Steeltown. So in the group, if you have a question, just say, hey, I'm just doing the assessment right now. I don't know what to do. Post in the group, and there will be people that will be able to help you out tomorrow. Okay. So don't be scared.
If you need to reach out to me privately because you don't want to put it on I'm totally okay with that.
Rosie's
I may not be able to get to you right away because I do work, but I will do my best.
You do?
But I have a job. And my job is not following you guys around.
I'm very disappointed.
Also, WW provides the 24/7 chat that's there at fingertips. Everybody who is a WW member as well. You can maybe attend the Quick Start or the App Academy if you want to learn about the new features that are come in. If you have questions about recipe building, that would be something you can look at those in the Connect groups. And of course, attend as many virtual and
I was
in-person
gonna
workshops
say,
as
that's
you
the
want
best
this week.
suggestion.
Yes, and you know what? Anybody who came to my workshop today and saw the preview, nobody had the app yet, except for us folks
Right.
that have been on it.
But that's
So-
what a lot of leaders are saying. Go into as
go
many
back.
meetings as possible to make yourself feel comfortable.
Yeah, and then when you have your 0-point food list, and then you see the presentation we do again all week, your virtual workshops for WW are going to be full presentation mode for the half-hour workshop, and we'll answer as many questions as we can after. And we're here to help you. We want everybody to succeed.
And that's the beauty of the virtuals.
Can I also make one thing clear, because it's something that hasn't been mentioned? It's about the vegetables. Mm-hmm. If you type in your serving of vegetables and you track it that way, it already marks it for you. You don't get to push the button. So don't push it twice, because if you have 6 cups of vegetables or 6 servings, you don't get 12 extra points. You only get 6. Right. So choose one or the other.
And you know what?
Somebody reached out to me and said, how do I track it? Well, because of the fact that all I eat is vegetables, and I don't personally necessarily want to eat them. You don't have to eat them if you don't want your points. But what I do is I hand track if I'm having a salad, I'll say salad 0 points. And then if I want to put some of those as vegetable points, so say I had 6 servings of vegetables, I might only want to count 3 because I feel like I'm cheating the world somehow, even though you're not really. So there are ways to do it to make it work.
2 quick questions that I'd like to touch upon before the end of the show, because it is coming close. I can't believe it's already almost 8 o'clock. It's like crazy.
Yeah, lots to talk about.
Someone was Nicole was asking about tracking streaks, like your dinner streaks. Is that still part of the journey? And do you lose what you've already been tracking?
Streaks.
Like those streaks are still there if as soon as you start tracking again with the new program, you're still tracking.
And someone in chat asked, I don't know if you got this question
about the base zero.
No, you asked yours first.
Yeah. So someone else is asking. So just to reiterate, there is no more 0-point base food for everybody. Everybody's 0-point list is going to be customized and different. So my 0-point list is going to be different. So there's not like a small base of regular foods and then you add to that. It's I pick starchy vegetables to be 0 point. I pick seafoods. I pick lean proteins to be 0 points. But not everybody will have the same 0-point foods.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
No, you'll have some people will have vegetables. Almost everybody will have vegetables and fruit.
We want you to eat non-starchy vegetables, of course. Right. So that'll be a staple and everybody's points, and as well as a 0-point food list, as well as fruits, as long as you're not a diabetic. So.
And Sarah, yes, you will still be able to exchange recipes. You will have to then put it into your own app to find out what that recipe points
for you.
are
for you.
Yeah. Don't think you can exchange recipes.
Because I think that what they're trying to do here is the recipes you're going to be building are going to be healthier recipes. So your ingredients and overall will be more healthy. So when you share with someone else, maybe you put eggs as 0, but not, tofu. So in your recipe, your tofu will be points, but maybe the other person will have points for tofu, but not for eggs. So the points will recalculate based on what you're doing.
Yeah.
They'll be based on what you're doing yourself.
Yeah.
So yes, and quick question. Somebody asked this before, but I don't know if I heard the answer about the products in the WW shop. So those points will be adjusted based on what my individual personal points will be.
Correct. Yeah. And but most of those you'll see the point values are not the same anymore. So your 2-point mini bars and other things might be higher. They might be lower. You're going to have to get out your scanner.
Right. So they may be higher for me, but lower for you based on what our personal.
If I chose oatmeal and I'm having a granola bar that has oats in it, it might be a lower point than someone else who didn't pick an oatmeal, right? Something like that.
There's another point that Leslie pointed out, which everybody should know, is about water. You are only counting water in that. It's not coffee and tea. It's water, sparkling water, nothing else added to it.
Because water is natural form.
And someone asked about the assessment. The assessment, from what I'm understanding, will be updated on the app tomorrow morning when you log in.
Tomorrow morning,
The push will come out tonight, probably around 2 a.m.
And one last thing, some people in chat on YouTube and on Facebook asked, what do I do? I'm a digital member. I don't have workshops. I don't have any. Go to our group. There's a lot of coaches in our group. Go post in there, ask your questions. Someone will help you. Even Rosie's there, like we said. If you do not know what to do tomorrow, use your app. Contact your coach when you go to a workshop. Go to the App Academy. Any avenue out there, ask your questions so you can take the tool and do what you need to be successful.
Someone asked about stevia and sweeteners and like water enhancers, if those now have points accounted.
Yeah, good question. Yes. Anybody that uses a lot of artificial sweeteners, I know a certain amount, you're going to have to scan them again, guys, because like something like monk fruit sugar, a lot of people just automatically thought that was 0 points. Not anymore. So it depends. Like there you will see some of those changes and to build the recipe, that's the best way to know what the points are.
Look at this as a fresh start.
For all of us, we're all doing it together.
And we're going to be learning this new app, this new program, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
And we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll work at it together.
I think it's going to be a really great experience for all of us. And I just want to thank Jana. I want to thank Naomi. I want to thank Rosie, all three of you for being here tonight and helping us, first of all, talk about your journeys and talk about this new program. I want people not to be afraid of this. No. Even ourselves, we were kind of like, oh, here we go. And we even said it, which we are normally not that way. But now that I've talked about it even more, I'm actually looking forward to it. And I think it's going to be the kick in the butt that I need to continue on my journey.
Exactly. So
Can I just share with you my biggest concern when I first saw the new program was the addition of adding points to your point values. The fruit, the vegetables, I wasn't concerned about, or the water. What I was concerned about was the activity, because now you earn all your activity points that you earn go into your weekly budget for the week. They're not going on your daily, they're going into the weeklies. Okay, guys, and the activity points as you knew them before are totally changed. Totally changed. They've reduced quite a bit. Actually, more realistic.
Good. I'm a
very active person. I used to get about 120 to 140 fit points a week.
Yep.
And now that's cut in half.
Good. I think that's realistic.
You cannot turn that option off. That was one of my questions, to see if you wanted to take your activity points, turn that off. That is not an option. They are going to go right into your weeklies, but that doesn't mean you have to eat them. Okay. Up to you.
Love that. Thank you for sharing that, Jana.
Thank you both of you and helping us kick off our Have You Met tour. And
thanks for having us back.
Well, who knows next year what's happening? So we'll keep you guys posted. We might have a second year anniversary tour.
Never know.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's tradition. So as long as I can be here with Jana, I'm in.
So thank you both. So a few announcements.
I actually have a cute little story that I want to tell before we go.
And I have 2 announcements. So yes, tell your story.
I want to tell the cutest story. So my mom's been complaining about having a sore back. My mom has been saying my back hurts. I don't know what to do. And I've been trying to convince her. I'm like, Mom, go get some massage therapy. Go get some physiotherapy. Let's do something. And she's like, well, I don't know. So I'm like, I'll find a number for you, blah, blah, blah. So we get online on Friday and I start looking up a number. And she goes, well, there's a place right in front of my building. And it's Kunar, I think it's called. I'm like, okay. So I find the place. I'm like, yeah, it's like literally, she doesn't even have to drive. She goes right up. So I give her the number. She gets on the phone and we hang up. I get a message from her about 20 minutes later. She's like, Jean-Luc or Hun, I don't even know. She's like, I called the massage therapist place, and this lovely, lovely receptionist by the name of Casey, and her husband's name is Joe. And it's Casey from Casey and Joe. She's been working in the office in front of my mom's apartment building for like years now. And Jean-Luc and Nick have walked around that building multiple times.
Never ran into her. Never knew she worked there. So we're going there this week. So we're going to see her.
We're going to finally be able to meet Casey in person, because if it wasn't for my mom telling me that there's a physiotherapist office and it was right in front of her her place. And Casey kept saying, you remember when you were doing step outside all summer? Every time you would do step outside, I'd be like,
That looks
that
familiar.
parking lot looks familiar. What are the odds? So go out and share with other people, because you never know who you're going to meet. You never know who's out there. Make sure you're talking. Make sure you're telling people your story. Celebrate your successes. And be proud of what you've accomplished today at this very moment.
So a thing that we talked about at the beginning of the show today about some changes on our show. So now Saturdays at between 11 a.m. and noon Eastern time, we will be going live on all social media, and we'll be doing our weigh-ins. We won't be in Zoom, but that's when we do our actual weigh-ins and talk about our week. And our Sunday shows now will be mostly guest oriented. And next year we're actually changing our Have You Met format.
We are next year, as of January 2022, Have You Met interviews are no longer going to be pre-recorded.
They're going to be live.
Have You Met videos will be live on Sunday nights with the individual. So you will be getting their questions
story.
And their story live as you watch here in Zoom.
So that'll be starting in January.
Yes.
And another thing that I want to announce is for those of you in our group who do our challenges, we are taking a month off in December. So our tracking challenges and all those challenges we've been doing all for the last like 6 months, we need 1 month off. We need a break. So we're taking December off. I hope you guys understand. I need to take a break and posting all that stuff. So December will be a time off for us on that.
Not only that, Jean-Luc and Nick are going back to school in
Yes.
2 weeks. So the fact that Jean-Luc and Nick are going back to
we have
school
to
in
tear
2
down
weeks,
on things.
we need to make sure that we balance things
Yeah.
out. And it's all about the journey, right? Making sure the journey is balanced. Yes, we are going back to school. Jean-Luc and Nick are going to become
life coaches. So eventually someday, if you want sessions with us, it'll be possible because we'll be actually certified.
And we're doing it as a couple.
Yeah, we're going to be doing
It'll
it as a couple.
be
Coaching.
Jean-Luc coaching with Jean-Luc and Nick.
So we'll see when it comes happening. So we have our guest next week, November 14th. We have Melanie and Wanda joining us for a Have You Met tour.
And that's Melanie from the East Coast, not
Yes.
Melanie Bells, although it would have been lovely to have Melanie back.
Then on November 21st, we have Nicole, Nisha, Karen, and Rennie coming back from our Have You Met tour. November 28th is Arlene, Carol, Kevin, and Ashley.
And it's someone's birthday on that day.
Yes,
I'm going to say it again.
Yes.
And I think her name starts with an A.
Yeah.
And it's not Ashley.
Then on December 3rd, hot off the press, okay? There is an Embody holiday party happening. But I want to share something with everyone. So when Antoinette posted the post yesterday in chat, a lot of people started saying, "Oh, I'm from the States.
Or I'm
would
gonna be
love- I'm gonna be
away."
away." Or so the Embody holiday party will have a virtual
Will
component.
now be partly virtual.
So for those of you who are in Winnipeg, the West Coast, the States, if you want to join Australia, UK, you'll be able to join the holiday event with us.
There will be 2 versions of the virtual aspect. There will be a virtual dance party room where you'll see the event happening, and there will be a private breakout room where people will actually be able to come in and come chat with those in the Zoom room.
So where we just talked about this to Antoinette yesterday, she said,
That
"Well,
was
I'm
today.
totally." Oh, that was today.
That was
Today, and she was totally on board. And the days are running into each other.
There
Mabel.
will be, and we will say this, there will be a donation
Yeah.
to join the Zoom, because all of the proceeds to the Zoom and to the holiday party are going to the $1 Million
Smiles.
Smile.
Okay.
It's all going to $1 Million Smiles.
So that's why we'll be doing it's all part of a charity event. So
Yeah.
all the details will be coming out this Tuesday. So look out on our. You'll see Sarah. We'll be posting in our group. You'll get all the details in our group this week on Tuesday, and we'll hope to see you there. We can't wait. We're gonna have some fun that night.
And it's in Zoom, Sarah, so you will get all that info. It'll be just like you join one of our Sunday night shows.
Or our retreats.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is coming up in January 7th, 8th, and 9th. The tickets are going up for sale in the next 2 weeks.
P3.
So P3 retreats. We're so excited, guys.
Keep a lookout for some new stuff with P3.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, keep a lookout with a new look.
Our merchandise is coming soon as well. We just finished working on some of it. It's coming out in the next 2 weeks.
I just made a corn t-shirt.
Yeah, he made a corn t-shirt.
I made a corn t-shirt.
Yes, it's coming, ladies and gentlemen.
There's
It's coming.
a corn t-shirt.
On December 5th, we have special guest Leslie Clowder discussing life coaching and helping others on December 5th. We'll be live from a special location, we're hoping.
If it works.
On December 12th, we have special guests Hetty and Bill Hook. Bill does our blogs on our website. He's coming back to be our guest host.
With his lovely, 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 lovely wife, who we absolutely adore.
Yep. Go ahead.
And then on December 18th, Cook What You Got live. Not only with Jean-Luc and Nick, but Rosie and Kim will be here as well in studio. Well, studio, which is our kitchen.
Yeah.
But it'll be so much fun. So Cook What You Got. It's basically like
chopped. Yeah.
where you guys get to vote on secret ingredients
That
that
we
get to
gotta
be
put in
added
our
to
meal.
our appetizers, because this is
And
an
now we have
appetizer dish.
judges. Rosie and Kim will get to actually taste it and say, "Oh, I give this a 7.2." Like, be the snooty judge, be the happy judge. Let's play up the
Well, we
game.
know who's who.
Yeah.
Rosie will be the snooty judge for sure.
I was going to say I'm the bad judge.
Simon
I was
Cowell.
gonna say she's the nice one. What are you talking about?
She's never nice to me.
It's tough love.
On December 19th, we have Antoinette and Kieran joining us for our Zoom, our Sunday chat. And that's all the announcements. So we're running a little late. It's 8:04. We're sorry we ran so long. There was a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. Thank you again for being with us. We had a lot of people join us tonight. So it was so great to see so many of you back. It's the fall. It's the time of year. I know January will be a lot of us here as well again in January. I'm expecting it. Okay. I know some of you are watching later. We'll see you soon.
And Janna, I say yes to your private message.
Okay. So let's get offline.
you.
Have a great week. I'm actually going to share our song and we'll see you next week. I just want to talk about while I'm getting this ready. But sing us a song.
Sing a song, sing it loud. I don't even know anymore.
You're not going to sing a song, honey?
What was
Make it simple.
Baby?
Make it strong.
There you go.
Don't worry if it's not good enough.
Woohoo!
I don't remember the words anymore.
Bye, everybody.
Have a great
Have
night,
a great
everybody.
night. Have a great week.